A malaria treatment designed for babies and very young children has been approved for use for the first time and is expected to be rolled out in African countries within weeks. The treatment has been touted as an advance against the deadly disease that kills hundreds of thousands of people each year, nearly all in Africa. Martin Fitchet is the CEO of Medicines for Malaria Venture, one of the organisations involved in developing the drug, and joins us live now from Geneva. Martin, congratulations, great news and a long time coming, I imagine.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. It has been a long time coming, but it's great to have this. It's a real breakthrough to have the first regulatory approval and now the ability to roll out the first malaria treatment specifically studied and designed for the youngest and most vulnerable children at risk of malaria.
What obstacles had to be overcome to develop this drug?
Well, it's incredibly difficult to develop drugs in the very youngest and the very most vulnerable children. So we must remember that malaria is still a deadly disease. Around 30 million children are born each year into areas at risk of malaria. And over 600,000 people who die annually from malaria, around 3/4 are children under 5. Of those children under 5, most age groups have been studied, but there's been a very most vulnerable age group, which is those under 6 months old, the newborns and young infants, that had yet to be studied. And this program and this regulatory approval fills that critical treatment gap. The reason it's taken so long is because these are very difficult studies to do. They're very difficult patients to treat. They need a global collaborative partnership that includes the communities, the doctors, and also our global pharmaceutical partner, Novartis, working together to get everything right, to engage for patients and to execute the studies. Also, children of this age, the youngest and most vulnerable, are often the last to be studied in drug development programs. And so this is really great news that we now have this approval.
Was that frustrating for you? Because obviously it's different to vaccines potentially, but we saw how quickly COVID treatments were rushed out because of the need for it. And when you're seeing young and vulnerable children suffer from malaria, the impatience within must just grow.
It's really important to understand that the drugs for malaria are always developed in children. They have been developed in children for many decades. But it's also important to understand that the very youngest children, those say under 6 months, the most vulnerable, they haven't yet been studied. It's a very vulnerable group. It's not the largest group of children, but it's a very important treatment gap to fill. So although it has taken some time to get here, it's a really important milestone because now we can cover the whole spectrum of ages of children. And as I said before, the children are the ones who are at most risk of dying from malaria. So this is a major advance.
And you're saying that this can be rolled out within weeks. How confident are you that timeline will be kept to?
Well, this is of the utmost urgency for everybody involved in this program. We've just had approval from Swissmedic, which is a Swiss regulatory authority. This is a really important catalyst because it now allows us to register the drug across the African nations with the highest burden of disease, initially 8 countries. And we are going to do this now with the utmost urgency. We're looking to launch the product towards the end of this year and get it delivered and available in Africa as soon as possible thereafter.
Well, we all wish you all the very best for that. Fantastic news. Martin Fitchet from Medicines for Malaria Venture. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.